These are successful arms. I learned that from a TED talk. Hello, my name is Michael Hing. I'm a comedian. You probably all know that, I assume. But I'm also a global tastemaker. Now let me start by explaining what that is. It is the best thing anybody could ever be. You may not know about me that I have the world's strongest and best personal brand because I've spent so many hours crafting it. My personal brand is so strong that Apple are thinking about calling their next watch the Michael Hing Memorial Timepiece. That took me literally minutes to do in Photoshop. But let's start talking about success. When we talk about success, ask yourselves a question. That question is, what is success? That's wrong, all right? If you've asked yourself that question, you've already failed the test. Next, what you're going to find out from me today during this talk is how you can join me in what I like to describe as the win zone, or what my many beautiful girlfriends describe as the Hing zone. Here's a photo of me in the Hing zone. Now, you'll notice that key to being in the Hing zone is pretentiously staring off into the middle distance while you drink a suboptimal brand of beer. The Hing zone is also, by chance, what my many beautiful girlfriends refer to their beautiful vaginas as. Some of you were offended by that medical diagram, as opposed to the horrible things anyway, it's not important, fine. My brand, like I said, is incredibly strong, and it has allowed me to become a new person, a more successful person, because I've transformed myself by using 4 main principles. The first of these is control. I never do anything I don't want to do. I am 100% in control of my own person and my own life. Number 2, integrity. I know who I am, and I don't apologize for that. Right? That's very important. Number 3, youth. I murder my enemies and bathe in their blood and drink it so I can stay obedient to the Dark Lord. Number 4, perspective. I have it and I don't lose it. Let's start with a story. Interestingly, when you Google story time, the first image that comes up is a semi-racist picture of a young Asian person reading a comic book. That was not chosen, it was just what came up. A couple of years ago, I used to work in a bottle shop. It was the worst. I was working 50 hours a week, I was flunking out of uni, I was single, I was fat, and I was a nerd, which is the worst thing a person can possibly be. One Saturday afternoon, my boss came in, my manager came in and said, hey Michael, tomorrow is Matt's big grand final, and we're all going to go support him in his match. Can you cover his shift tomorrow? And I said, look, I've got some stuff on. He said, actually, look, you don't really have a choice in the matter. You've just got to do this. And he said to me, look, it's late notice, so we won't be able to pay you. And he walked out. You know what I said? I said, fine. I said I'd do it because I wasn't assertive. I hadn't built my brand. I wasn't the new, successful person you see in front of you today, right? Let this be a cautionary tale for you, all right? That's a photo of me being not particularly successful. But as I sat there on that Sunday afternoon, waiting to not be paid for this work, I developed this 4-point plan. And you know what I did? I just walked out of the shop. I quit. And can I encourage you all to do the same things with your jobs, all right? If someone ever makes you feel like you're not 100% appreciated, just quit. Do what I do, just walk out and never go back there again. I quit, I walked out, and later that night, I went to my manager's house and I broke in through his bedroom window. I went to the place where he sleeps. And then I got a cloth bag and I soaked it in some ether, yeah? And I pushed that cloth bag over his head again while he was still sleeping. That's very important. And then he passed out because of the fumes. Then, taking the ceremonial knife that the old woman, the abandoned church gave me, I carved the sign of the beast into his chest and I slit his throat in accordance with the prophecy so I could feed on his life force. It's very important. Can I encourage you all to do the same things as well? Now, if you haven't used enough ether in the cloth bag, he might wake up and struggle, but it's important that you do not apologize for who you are, all right? This is the new you. It's important also to send signals to those around you. Let them know you're serious about making change in your life. Like I say, send serious signals, yeah? Start lighting candles, yeah, around his body, at the points of intersection of the pentagram you've drawn in his blood, as so, right? People need to know you're serious about making changes. Then Once you've pushed your hands through his heart, like rib cage, and taken out his heart and eaten it while it is still slowly losing its life, you can step back and watch the candles burn down the house that your manager grew up in as a child. Actualize your life goals, all right? You had a plan and you executed it. That makes you an achieving winner. You are now powerful over death. Now, some people could come up to you and they're going to ask you about your dark powers. And as your dark powers grow in both this world and the astral plane, people will stand in your way, right? They will stand in your way to success. I like to call these people roadblocks because that's what they're doing. They are blocking your road to being a better you. And they might ask you questions. They might say to you, hey, can you do this? They might ask for your time or your money or other kinds of your resources. Now, it's important to know that these are your most important possessions, your time, your money, and your attention. That is aside from the ever-living jewel of hate that now sits upon the crown of bones that you now have crushed from your enemies. So ask yourself when someone asks you something, is this something I really want to do? Take control of your lives, all right? It's very, very important. If people try to fight back or whatever, just, you know what, crush their souls, encase them into the book of shadows. Some people are enjoying this more than others, that's fine. They are now part of your slave army, all right? That is an eternal slave army of shadows and ghosts. Get the life you deserve. I cannot stress this enough. When you Google get the life you deserve, it is a picture of a white family, which was confronting for me to see. But this is the way you can do that, all right? Actualize your life goals. This is the life you deserve. You need to seek out positive thinking, be a treasure hunter. Seek out positivity and goodness and extinguish these things, sowing salt in the ground so that nothing spiritual may ever grow there ever again. This is the Hing zone, all right? Strive for improvement, not perfection. You are never going to control all 7 circles of pain, all right? Make baby steps toward clearly defined goals, and you too can join me in the winner's bracket. This too, one day, could be you. Please join me. Success in 2015. This is the Hing Zone. Cheers. Good night. Thanks.